Today's the day, man. Today is the day. I hope I never get to a point in my sports fandom that I'm just like, we made the playoffs. Actually, I kind of maybe hope that we get there one day. Like, we made the playoffs. Oh, great, we made the playoffs again. Today is the day for the Guardians. It's simple. You win, you are going to the postseason. In a season where preseason, Ryan, I got plus money. Not, to win the AL Central, which is still very attainable and an option for the Guards. But just to make the playoffs, nobody had us doing that. Nobody had us doing that. And you thought about it before the season. You thought it would have been Shane Bieber and Tristan McKenzie doing all these things. Nope, we're still here today. You get to do it at home. It's an afternoon game. I actually think today's going to be a little raucous. I think people are going to get down to that ballpark today. God, I wish I could go. Man, can I pull the kid out of school? Do you think I could do it?
Wait, what time's the game?
Like I want to say like 1:40, but I don't think that sounds right. I think it's just like a 1 o'clock start today. 1 o'clock today. Load up. I still have last night's box score, but it's still great. We'll get to that. But you got a chance to clinch this today to go to the playoffs at 1:10 this afternoon. It's all on the line to go. Joe, my guy, Joe, on the hill today. And I hope I never get to that point where I just wish away the playoffs. And, oh, yeah, we made it, this and that. The Guardians have a chance to clinch the postseason today. We will get our wagers rolling for that. You know they're going to get that done today to go to the postseason. We'll talk about last night's game as well. Electric. Never say die for this team. I got a hot take that's going to make Ryan fall out of his chair. I told him about it. I haven't told him what the take is yet. We'll get to that on the Guardians coming up a little bit later. Ton of Browns to jump into, including an issue. It's 2 games through. And I know there's a lot of teams out there that, oh, man, we have big issues. It's just 2 games. There's something creeping up with the Cleveland Browns. We heard about it from Deshaun Watson. We'll get to that. I think I got a little smoking gun from Kevin Stefanski that we'll hear coming up as well. Got other things to jump into with football. Mel Kiper went off this morning about 2 high safeties in the NFL, that it's ruining the offense. Well, offenses are down across the league, and it's a change of the landscape that CBS Sports went through about defensive changes and what we've seen to now change to this dink and dunk offense. Why I think that helps the Cleveland Browns. We'll get to that. Also, SI, 50 most influential sports figures in 2024. I don't think any Cleveland members are on that list, but you never know. So run through that list coming up a little bit later. We'll get to time up. We got our bracket for your favorite movie villain of all time. We'll dive into a little bit of the grid and the morning update. We got it all for you on a playoff clinching day right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Let's get it today. I should go place my bet right now. Trends be damned, Ryan. I'm just taking the Guardians to win. I'm going to take a -1.5 today. You feeling it?
Yeah, why not?
Come on, let's go. We're in this. Let's go. What a win last night for the Guards. You got to fight back into that game. You get to extras. Even when they score the 2 runs, that stupid runner on second base. I hate it. I don't like it. Again, it worked for us. Will Brennan coming through. That poor Ronnie Henriquez guy, he couldn't hit anything. Couldn't get anything. So you get the win last night, which was awesome. I think, again, that's why, I am so locked that the Guardians are winning today. That emotional win last night, it's right in front of you today. They're going to scrap this out and get it done. I don't want to say lock. I probably shouldn't say lock because that gets dicey with some people. I got an email, doing ESPN, and they're like, please never refer to a bet as a lock or, quote, free money. Please, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
free money.
I think you should be allowed. If people are dumb enough to think it's guaranteed, then it's on them.
Or dumb enough to follow me. But anyway, that's their own problem. I think we get it done today, which is just so great. And again, it's like you still have the fight on for the buys, which I think are super important. You still have the fight on for the AL Central. But just to clinch this today, man, to do it on a day game, to do it at home, it's all in front for the Guardians today. They're well aware of it, especially after last night. Team's starting to click a little bit. All right, can we get a hot Josh Naylor going into the postseason, please? That would be really nice. to have in this lineup. Other guys contributing, you like it. Are you ready for my hot take here, Ryan?
Is it an overall team take?
No.
Okay.
No. It's not like I think the bullpen can take us to a World Series, because I do think they can.
Okay.
This is an individual player roster thing that I have.
Is it position or pitching?
Position.
Is it about Brian Rocchio?
No. You want to know what? Rocchio is involved in this, but it's not so much the actual take that I have.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Miles Straw better make this postseason roster. And I would put him on this roster ahead of Daniel Schneemann. Here's my reasons why. Schneemann is just kind of average at everything, right? He can give you a little spark here. He can hit a little bit, and his glove is fine. There's something that Miles Straw can do that nobody else can do. A defensive replacement in the outfield. I know Lane Thomas is a good center fielder, but like all of a sudden John Kensington, well, not playing either, by the way. But I'm just saying, to have the speed that Miles Straw has, I will take that X factor in a game where I could put him out, and especially if I'm assuming Kwan's going to be back. So Kwan's going to be in left. Lane Thomas is going to be in center. If you really need to, say we get to a game and you're up by 2 and you're going into the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, put Miles Straw out there in center, bump Lane Thomas over to right. Now, here's where Rocchio gets involved. You might put Schneemann into the game to start at shortstop or something like that. I'm fine if Rocchio's glove is there, which I know he's had some struggles lately. You leave Rocchio in there as your defensive shortstop if he can hit a little bit. Like, I'm finding a roster spot legitimately for Miles Straw on the postseason. Now, the battle on that is, how many pitchers do you want to take? How many extra bullpen arms do you want to have? The roster's expanded right now. They've got to cut that back down for the postseason. Ryan, I'm coming up with ideas and reasons in my head that I want Miles Straw on this postseason roster. Can he hit a lick? I don't know. But if you can put him in there for, again, pinch running, outfield defense, like, I really think that's something that they need to explore. And again, Straw getting picked off the other night, but like watching last night when he's motoring around to score that run, like that's the kind of little nuanced things, little minute small things that could help you win a series. And I'm not stupid. Well, sometimes I am. But you watch these series, and I know the Guardians are going to have to play a little bit of a finite game. There's a way that they're going to have to play to beat some of these juggernaut teams. And I have the utmost confidence that they can. But it's the little things like that. What's going to carry us is going to be the bullpen, defense, and if you can start hitting a little bit. And then you get to the starting pitching, all that other kind of stuff. But as I've watched this week, and especially with Straw being back, this speed, I'm a little drunk on the speed. So there's just something there. I don't want him starting games. I don't need him starting games. But in the 8th inning, wouldn't you feel better about him out in, again, I say right field, I would probably bump Lane Thomas over. Wouldn't that give you a lot of speed in that outfield? John Kenzie Noel, God bless him, I love him. He's not running down balls in the gap.
No, he's not Little Christmas.
He's not. No, that's right. They don't call him Little Christmas. They call him Big Christmas for a reason, right? There's that little stuff. And it's like, I go back to 2016. Your last at bats, you got Michael freaking Martinez, and that's like, the bench shouldn't be too big of factors, but there's elements of it that I just see it that I would like Miles Straw to make this postseason roster. Is that hot of a take? Is that making you fall out of your chair? Or do you kind of get what I'm putting down here? Picking up what I'm putting down here?
No, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I mean,
do you agree with it?
Yeah. I mean, you can't.
You don't sound convinced, but that's fine. You're like, dude, this is not a good
I don't know.
idea.
It's something I haven't thought about, but like, you can't really. I mean, obviously, you're not going to trust Miles Straw to hit his weight, but regardless, I don't necessarily want to see Daniel Schneemann in my starting lineup in the postseason. So yeah, I get it. There's special moments in that Miles Straw is much better than Daniel Schneemann, right? Like,
yeah,
you're going into 2 outs, games tied, bottom of the 9th. Like, yeah, maybe you pinch hit Miles Straw. You're probably not going to win regard. I guess, well, it depends. But if you could get him on second base, like you talk about that rule in extra innings, I mean, who better do you want on the base than Miles Straw?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a little tiny, and again, you're taking away. You need a guy like Daniel Schneemann for the regular season. You need him when you're week in and week out and injuries crop up and he can play a lot of different positions and all that kind of stuff. I think I can find a spot for him. In fact, do you want to run through this right now and try to put out the Guardians postseason roster? You get 26 guys.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's go right now. I'm going to type this.
What do they have now?
Well, that's the other problem is, like, you have to look at the active roster, but then Kwan's not on it, and neither is Alex Cobb.
No, I meant, like, what's the number for the regular season?
Oh, they're up to, is it not 30?
I don't know.
I think it's 30. I think that's what it is right now. So there's a couple guys. All right, so let's start here. Pitchers. You know you have Bibee. He should have got that win yesterday, man. I feel bad for him. So Bibee is in. You know Boyd is in. You know Ben Lively is in. It's starting pitchers, okay?
Right.
Bullpen. Clase.
Cade Smith.
Hang on, I should number this to make it easier on myself. Here we go. Cade, Gaddis.
Probably Eli Morgan.
Yeah, Eli Morgan.
Tim Herron.
Yep, didn't have Herron on there. Probably Pedro Avila.
Yeah, probably Pedro.
Probably Avila.
Yeah.
And then Cantillo.
Maybe.
I would say you're up between Cantillo, Gavin Williams, probably.
Yeah.
Gavin's got to make it.
What about Alex Cobb?
And then probably Cobb. So you have 11 pitchers. Okay. Catchers, Bo, Hedges, Fry, do everything. Jose, Naylor,
Roquio.
Jimenez. Dude, how good is Andres Jimenez with the glove, man? Holy God.
Sick nasty.
How do you do that? Like, there's stories about Omar growing up in Venezuela where he was like, I had a milk carton that I cut to make a glove, and that's how he got it. How Andres Jimenez got that good at the glove is insane.
It's like LeBron James, dude.
He's so good. All right, Jimenez, who'd you say?
Roquio.
Okay.
Quan.
And then outfield. Quan, Lane Train, Noel. Manzardo's got to make it. Quan, Lane, Noel, Manzardo. Brennan?
Him or Freeman?
I think it's Will Brennan.
Yeah, I would
Probably.
agree. Probably.
So that gets us to 23.
Okay.
So we have 3 other spots that I know we're missing a pitcher.
What about Angel?
I'd like Angel Martinez to make it.
Is it Angel?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like Jesus, too. Like, I don't know. Angel Martinez. I think that's him. So now, for 3 spots, I'll give you Angel. Give me Miles. And you still got one more to throw a pitcher there, which I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
Right? Am I missing anybody?
I don't think so.
Position players. Bo, Hedges, Fry, Jose, Naylor, Josh Naylor, Jimenez, Roquio, Quan, Lane Thomas, John Kenzie Noel, Manzardo, Brennan, Angel Martinez. You gave me Miles Straw.
I guess the next one would be Schneemann.
That's where you get the Schneemann. Here are your pitchers. Bibee, Boyd, Lively, Clase, Cade Smith, Hunter Gaddis, Eli Morgan, Tim Herron, Pedro Avila, Gavin Williams. There would be another pitcher there. Maybe Tristan McKenzie.
Stop.
I'm going to keep riding that train. And then maybe,
Logan Allen while we're at it?
You know me and the lefties. So I would listen to that. Let me look at their, I'm going to look at pitching stats real quick. I think we're missing a pitcher here. Lively. Okay, Carrasco's gone. Logan Allen's gone. Okay, Kid Smith, Pedro Avila, Gavin Williams, Hunter Gaddis got it. God, I forgot I got a Barlow.
Yeah, they got rid of him.
Yeah, I know. He would have been a guy. Oh, Nick Sandlin. Sandlin's got to make it. So I'm going to put Sandlin. So there's your 26. So you would literally come back to like Schneemann v. Miles /
Anya.
Strzelecki, Gillespie, Sabrowski. Yeah, that's not happening. Dude, I see a world. I see a world that happens. Ranges through it right there. At that point, you have 12 pitchers. 12 pitchers, 24 position, or 12 pitchers, 14 position guys.
Yes.
You only need 3 starters.
Go back to, can you pull up their 2016 postseason roster?
Sure.
I kind of want to compare and contrast.
Okay.
To our
2016 Cleveland Indians. I'm just going to go World Series roster.
And then again, this is Vogt's first year, so
sure. All right, this is the World Series roster. Here, ready for this? Here are your pitchers.
Can I guess?
Yeah, you want me to Here, I'll tell you what. I'm going to copy all these names and then I'll just go off the list here
from the past.
Yeah. There's some I'll give you $1,000 you never get.
All right.
There's a few on here, buddy, that there's no way in God's green earth you're getting.
Well, I'm gonna get Michael Martinez.
Well, yeah, I gave you that already. All right, hang on, stand by. Got to delete some advertisements here.
Should I start with pitchers?
You can do whatever you want. I have it broken down by infielders, catchers, pitchers, all that other kind of stuff. So you can do whatever you want.
Okay, I'll start with pitchers.
Okay.
Corey Kluber.
Correct.
Trevor Bauer.
Correct. Here, let me.
Josh Tomlin.
Correct.
How many starters did they have?
1, 2, 3.
Clevenger.
Clevenger's correct. Sorry, say the ones you said already. Clevenger, Kluber, Tomlin,
and Bauer.
Bauer.
Am I missing one more starter?
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda, yeah?
Kinda, yeah. This guy is a starter. I don't think he started games for us, but he was out there.
Okay, well, I'll just say Andrew Miller.
Andrew Miller, you got.
Cody Allen.
Cody Allen, of course, can't forget him.
Who am I forgetting on the bullpen?
That's when you're going to get, there's dicey guys in here that you're not going to get.
Vinny Pistano?
No, that's too late. I like the pull of Vinny. My mom loved Vinny Pistano, but no.
Joe Smith?
No, he was gone.
Was he?
Yeah. All right, there's another guy that I say this in the most endearing way possible. He's the Cleveland Indians cockroach. He just kept coming back. Could never get rid of this guy.
Oh, Brian Shaw.
Brian Shaw.
A nuke couldn't take that dude out of Cleveland.
Cockroach. I'm sorry, Brian.
That's crazy.
You never get. Actually, you want some good vibes for this season? Bring him back.
Yeah,
He's pitching in the minors somewhere. Bring him back.
Oh, Cookie. Was he gone?
No, he was not there.
Wow.
He was not there.
Where was he?
I think he was hurt.
Was he?
Maybe.
So am I missing pitchers still?
That wasn't the leukemia, was it?
I don't know.
It may be. So you're missing one guy that was a starter.
Really?
And was kind of out in the bullpen.
Really?
And then a bunch of bullpen guys that I don't think you're going to get, but we'll see.
Really? Yeah, the bullpen probably not.
Okay, this guy that I'm talking about, he did start a key playoff game for us years prior.
Years prior?
Yep. If I said the words exploratory surgery.
Exploratory surgery?
It got so bad with this guy that
Danny Salazar?
Danny Salazar.
Bruh.
Do you remember how bad it got with him?
I didn't know he was on that World Series team.
Yeah. I don't think, again, a bullpen guy. It got so bad with Danny Salazar that he thought something was so wrong with his shoulder when MRIs and all the scans, and they said there's nothing wrong. They did exploratory surgery to open up his arm just to see if there was something in there. That's how bad it got with Dan Salazar.
All right, just tell me the bullpen guys.
Yeah, I don't think you're okay. You would never have gotten Jeff Manship. No. I loved Zach McAllister when he was here.
Zach McAllister.
Yep. Dan Otero. And then the final one, the guy that everybody went and bought stuff off of his wedding registry. Do you remember Ryan Merritt?
Right.
Oh, remember Ryan Merritt?
He was shaking in his boots.
Yeah, he started
in Toronto.
Yeah. That's right. Right. And we were all so thrilled with it. They found his wedding registry and bought him a bunch of stuff for his wedding. I don't even know where Ryan Merritt is. I hope he's doing well.
Sure he is.
So you're done with the pitchers. Your 2 catchers for the World Series in 2016.
Robo.
Yep.
And wasn't Jan.
It was Jan.
It was
Gomes.
Jan?
Jan Gomes is correct. Another guy. I hope legend. Okay. Here are your infielders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 technical infielders, including your DHs.
Okay, Michael Martinez.
Correct.
Frankie.
Correct.
Sorry, he doesn't like that. Francisco Lindor.
He does not.
Well, I'm calling people by names they don't really like. J-Ram.
Yep.
Jose.
Yep.
Wasn't Gio Urshela, was it?
No. I like your pull, but no.
Okay. Wasn't Edwin?
Nope, wasn't here yet.
He was right. So it had to be Napoli.
Napoli's still here. Yep. 2 other glaring ones you're missing.
Really?
Long time, guys.
Carlos.
Yep.
And not a Struble.
Nope. Think of your positions.
Right.
The only one you're missing.
A second baseman?
Correct.
Oh,
Kipnis.
Kipnis
is correct.
Kip.
There you go.
Okay.
Outfielders. 5 outfielders.
Okay, let's do this. Michael Brantley?
No.
Oh, he wasn't there?
No.
Damn.
No. He was hurt.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Rajay Davis.
Of course.
Rajay.
I want to give you a hint there so bad on the other one.
Naquin.
Yep.
Lonnie.
Yeah, nice. Lon Chisenhall is correct.
So I'm missing 2.
Yes. Think about Rajay's home run. Nobody remembers that this guy aced a double right before that.
Yep. Love Brandon Guyer.
Freaking Brandon Guyer, man.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers that he hit that double before that home run to set that old damn thing up.
He was always getting plunked.
Brandon Guyer is correct.
So
You're missing one more.
Oh, jeez.
Another
center fielder?
Yeah. He
Oh,
brought a
come
little
on.
magic back. He was with us a long time ago, left and came back.
Oh, God.
He's in the Hall of Fame of baseball names.
Bro, this is like a Mo Williams of baseball to me. Coco Crisp.
Coco freaking Crisp is correct. You got it.
That was pretty good.
You got it.
That was
You
pretty
did
good.
very good. All right, let's talk about this. So then our lineup of the outfield, Quan, Lane Thomas, Manzardo, John Kenzie, Noel versus Chisenhall, Crisp, Rajay Davis, Brandon Guyer, and Ty Naquin. I would say we would not have the advantage there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's do that. Say that again.
Yeah,
Say it
okay,
again for me.
so the 2016, this is what we're doing, because we're talking about, I'm finding my place for Miles Straw on the Guardians postseason roster, okay? So we did our what we assume is a postseason roster, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll compare to the 2016 squad. 2016, Lonnie Chisenhall, Coco Crisp, Rajay Davis, Brandon Guyer, Tyler Naquin.
Okay.
Versus Quan, Lane Train, Noel, Manzardo, Miles Straw, Will Brennan.
I would say if you're getting normal Quan back, advantage 2024.
I think it's without a doubt. Like Lane would be, and again, I know what Rajay did, but like Lane Thomas should be more productive than that.
Yeah. Dude, Guyer was nice though.
Guyer was really great, and that's a lot of speed that they had out there too in that outfield in 2016. Okay, so now let's go to the infield. You ready for the 2016 infield?
That's better.
Kipnis, Lindor, Jose, Napoli, Santana.
That's better.
Versus Jose, Rocchio, Jimenez, Naylor, Fry.
Definitely.
Probably 2016.
100% 2016.
Your catchers.
Defensively, though, you can make an argument. Outside, well, Naylor's
yeah,
not
I
very
think
good.
so.
But Jimenez, obviously, better.
People forget Mike Napoli turned himself into a damn good defensive first baseman. He used to do the squat like he was catching. He was pretty good. Your catchers, Yan Gomes and Roberto Perez versus Hedges and Bo Naylor. Now, Bo Naylor might be the best hitter of that group.
They are, but Jan and Robo were disgusting.
They were
defensively.
so good throwing guys out too. So good. And Jan could hit a little.
However, I mean, who's to say Hedges wouldn't call the best game out of all that?
That's a good point too. Wash maybe on the catchers?
I would go 2016.
Okay.
But
20,
close.
That's fine. Close. Starters. Clevenger, Bauer, Kluber.
It's 2016.
It's 2016.
Yeah, we don't even need
bullpen
now.
Yeah, which is crazy because Andrew Miller was
filthy.
unconscious
He was
in that postseason.
Andrew Miller is by far the best relief pitcher I've ever seen in my life.
That was one of the most incredible stretches of baseball from an individual guy I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Seriously. That was in 5th inning, 4th inning. They threw him out there. It didn't freaking matter.
Until David Ross took him yard. That was unreal.
Yeah. That was, yeah. Fuck, man. Can we get back there again? But it's like, that's crazy because that bullpen was what, you know, to make those comparisons again, that was a bullpen that carried you. Cody Allen and Andrew Miller, but then again, I remember big outings for Dan freaking Otero. I remember Brian Shaw getting out of clutch situations, and you still say that this bullpen is not even close, right? Like, that's how crazy that this bullpen is. Now, the difference to bring up there is what? It's a lot different when you get to that postseason. It is a lot different when you sit down and this is it, man. This is everything that's out. I trust Clase. But you're looking at Hunter Gaddis, Cade Smith, Tim Aaron, who've never done this before.
Who's better prime, Clase or Miller?
Clase. I mean,
that's a good question.
It's a great question. And I do think that we are in the prime of Emmanuel Clase.
Right. I'm going to ask the people that.
Like,
can I ask the people
you
that?
can do whatever you want.
People are not vibing with you. Well, nobody's saying anything, but Schneeman's winning the Miles Straw one. 75%.
I'm going to go retweet that.
State your case.
Did you say I'm going to quote retweet that and say I'm staking my claim. I'm making
maybe I don't want to ask that
my
question.
push for Straw to make the roster.
I'm not asking that Miller one.
I mean, it's hard because there's a little, I don't want to say sensationalism over what Andrew Miller did because you made it.
But he was
filthy. I mean, he was so good. The thing is, if you get that with Clase to go to the World Series again, then maybe we have a more apt comparison. Right now, it's not apples to apples because you don't know what Emmanuel Clase is going to do coming down the stretch of an ALCS. Like, that's the kind of stuff that, yeah, the stats tell you one thing. It's what that game was. And also, we got to remember the talent of the opposition that we were facing, right? That Toronto team was pretty freaking stacked, man.
Game 7 of the World Series, Matt. Okay. How many innings are you throwing out, Clase?
Okay. What's our situation?
We're up 1.
You throw him until he doesn't want to throw anymore.
Yeah.
You throw him until he doesn't want to throw anymore. Because he's at a point.
You think he could go 4 innings?
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Well, again, gets to pitch count. What's he throwing?
Or 3 innings, just round the lineup once.
See, but here's my point. Exactly where I was going to go next. You're right. He's that guy that sometimes you hear that a lot with starters, and we battled it with Bybee a little yesterday. The second, third time through lineup, they're like, oh, we see his pitches. You could see Emmanuel Clase for a month. You still ain't hitting that, man. You could see that pitch every day for a month and still not be able to step up there and do anything impactful with it. Like, that's how much of an eraser he really is. You could see him all the live long day. Now, do I want him facing Aaron Judge twice? Probably not. But that's like, what Terry did. And I think, this just popped into my head too. I would hope, and I don't know this, but I would hope that at some point soon, Stephen Vogt picks that phone up and he goes, Terry, we got to talk. We got to talk. What's that like? What do you do? What are you thinking here? Because one thing that Terry did, he didn't get too big picture. What he said was, we are facing this guy at this point, and I just need to get this guy out. It's a sense. It's like a spider sense that Terry Francona had to know, here's this clutch time, and I need to get this out right now. I will get to that next inning, and we know who's coming up there. But at this particular moment, I need to get Anthony Rizzo out, or I need to get said player out at this point. You're going to run into the Orioles or the Yankees at some point, right? Here comes Gunnar Henderson. Here comes Adley Rutschman, Judge, Soto, Stanton. Aforementioned Anthony Rizzo's off the IL now. You got to have that sense. Or even at that point, the belief, can you trust Tim Herron to get this one here? Can you trust Cade Smith right here to get this out and then turn things over to Clase? But yeah, I don't think they're at that point. And the other thing, Emmanuel Clase is a freaking gamer. So he's going to be calling and saying, dude, put me out there. Again, part of the reason why Andrew Miller was able to do what he did was because of Andrew Miller. Because he said, pitch me. Do what you need to do. He wasn't pulling this Garrett Crochet bullshit. Sorry. He wasn't doing, I can't pitch. It's all in the line, man. It's all time to go. Clase's a freaking gamer. I know that. Now, again, there's injuries and there's all that kind of stuff too, but and at this point, he's rocking, man. He's rocking. You had to pitch him last night, the right thing to do to get through that, but there's little examples of that.
Danny's throwing tomatoes at you in Twitter.
Who? Why?
Danny.
Why? What did I do?
About Miles Straw.
Oh, stop that. He's
throwing tomato.
Stop that. I like the reference from Hey Arnold there, which
Yeah.
I like. Was that Eugene? I think that was Eugene. There you go.
Yo, how about the stat? I know we're going to Thursday Night Football later in the show.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you the stat.
Please.
Ralph Michaels, former GM of Phil Steele Publications and North Coast Sports. He sounds trustworthy.
Okay.
Thursday Night Football. Teams coming off of an overtime game with 4 days of rest or less, Patriots, versus a foe not off an overtime game, the Jets.
Unrated term, foe.
Are 3-23 against the spread since 2002.
I am slamming the Jets tonight. Don't overthink it. I will get you the trends here in a minute. I am slamming the Jets.
Yeah, but that's what Vegas wants you to
No,
think.
I know. That's what. And again, I've got the rule for Thursday Night Football that's usually done me well. You take the under and the dog. Take that and you'll be all right.
But dude, it's like
this
36.
is one I'm flipping. I know. This is one that I'm staying away from that over-under. I think the Jets rolling this one. I think the Jets are rolling. They finally got off the schneid. I feel like they're feeling a little bit better about themselves, and they're just going to shut down the Patriots.
Is it in New York or New England?
It's in New York.
Okay.
It's in New York. So I like the Jets very much tonight, but we'll get to our plays a little bit later coming up on the show. All right, let's flip over. Our Twitter question is up at Matt Fontana Show, mostly about Miles Straw, Daniel Schneemann. And it's a big Daniel Schneemann thing, but I'm making my push for Miles Straw. Let's head over to some football. So yesterday for the Browns, a couple important things. Number one, David Njoku did not practice. It is now unlikely he's going to play this weekend. Good. I don't want him hurt. Flush this injury on out. Don't even let him practice this week. Just let him stay in the therapy room, in the treatment room, and he'll get ready to go for the future. You shouldn't need him to beat the Giants. The other thing is Jack Conklin. And I sent the tweet out, getting ready to go for practice yesterday. You get 2 full days of work out of Conklin, he's playing Sunday. You got one yesterday. And usually Wednesday, Thursdays are the big day. Friday's just the walkthrough. You got one. So I just need one more practice of full from Jack Conklin, and we'll get him back out there Sunday. Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence. You know what the tie to Dexter Lawrence and the Browns is?
Yeah, we could have had him.
Well, he was the draft pick that we gave up for Odell Beckham.
Yes, you told me that. Yes.
Yeah. And he's turned himself into a really good player. So it is what it is. That all aside, there's something else gnawing at the Browns right now. And it's 2 games into the season. So it's hard to sit here and try to tell yourself you should be concerned or alarmed over something over 2 games. But it's been Amari Cooper. They've not been able to get him the football. He's had some bad drops, which I think comes back to he doesn't seem to be in the flow or the rhythm of the offense. And it's a big change for him, I think, when you sit there and you talk about he's been the focal point, right? Here's the crazy thing. Ryan, he leads the team in targets. He has 17 targets on the year. He only has 5 receptions.
Yeah, that's not good.
27 yards. Here's your stat. 2 games, 17 targets, 5 grabs, 27 yards, no touchdown. His longest catch is only 10 yards. 10 yards. That's it. Jerry Jeudy, 98 yards. Elijah Moore, 53. Njoku, Akins, Pierre Strong has more receiving yards on this team right now than Amari Cooper. So whether or not you think it's an issue, Deshaun Watson spoke about this yesterday and to get his thoughts on this. So we start getting on the same page with Amari Cooper. Basically, Watson, Deshaun, what's going on with you and Amari Cooper? Sound courtesy of the Cleveland Browns.
It's part of the game. It sometimes depends on the defensive coordinators and the way they scheme. Sometimes it's the way that, the game is kind of playing out. But, we never lose faith in each other. And, it's a long season, and we're just going to continue to work and figure it out. But when it do click, it's definitely going to be very exciting for both of us.
And then the next question is Deshaun Watson. Sorry. How do you get on the same page with Amari Cooper, courtesy of the Browns?
We're just working. We just keep working, keep talking about what we're seeing on tape, what we're seeing on film, how we running certain routes versus different defenders and different schemes. And that's all we can do is just keep working. And when it comes on game day, trying to execute that plan that we build throughout the week.
So those are all the right answers. And you're playing the card if you're not concerned about it, right? Ryan, let's post our question this morning at Matt Fontana Show. Are you concerned about Amari Cooper in this offense? Or are you concerned about the lack of, you know what we're getting at here, right? Are you concerned about Amari Cooper through 2 games? Couple of drops, doesn't seem to be on the same page, and you've had big changes with this offense. And we talked a lot about the spread and going to other guys, but you're not throwing, let me put it this way, you are throwing it to your number 1 receiver. It's not working right now. Something is off. And it gets into a conversation that we'll get into as well about this change that's being discussed a lot more right now in the NFL on what defenses are doing to offenses, where through 2 weeks, points are down, yards are down, all this other kind of stuff. There's a change that I thought would have helped the Cleveland Browns. All right, sorry, Mike, because we can go no further talking about Watson or Cooper without this. So CBS Sports did this morning about how much you are seeing what is called too high safeties in the NFL. Can you Google that and see if you can get a graphic real quick? Just Google too high safety in the NFL and see if you can just pull up a quick picture and throw it up on the screen for the people to understand what. I think most people understand what a too high safety is, but I'm always, if we got a visual, let's do it. So the change is that just through 2 games, this is the this is the most amount of too high safety that has been run through 2 games in the last 6 seasons. Everything else is relatively down. Cover 0, which is an all-out blitz. Cover 1, cover 2, cover 3. Now, what is up a tick is cover 4 and cover 6 a little bit. And these are all covers. I'm not expecting everybody to understand what it is. Basically, what you've now seen with defenses is that they know this is a passing league. And they are making the adjustments to stop big plays. You are stopping the 10, 15, 40 yard. There it is. Okay, so you see the 2 safeties. Sometimes you have a guy creep down in the box. When a quarterback looks at that, that is telling you, we are going to give you the underneath. See where those linebackers are? See all that space, that green right behind the corner, but before the safety? What's that doing? Defenses are saying, we're not giving up bombs. We're not going to let Patrick Mahomes throw 40-yard passes. Now, what you see a lot with him is when he's running around, and that's when things get scrambled, and sometimes good quarterbacks can make plays. Defenses are having this shift early in this season. We're not going to give up big plays. We're not going to give up ones that guys can score on 40-yard passes. That opens up things underneath. Ryan, who does that hurt? Amari Cooper. Yep. He was one of the best receivers, not only last year, but I think even the year prior, of deep ball, air yardage. He was one of the leaders. And it was always funny to see some of those stats. And I'm not trying to crap on Amari Cooper, but you'd see like, oh my God, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then you're like, oh, there's Amari Cooper, for air yardage on passes. They're taking it away. Now, the thing is, everybody's getting that taken away. This is across the league. Passing is down. Points are down. Now, Mel Kiper went on a spirited rant this morning on Get Up about that he thinks too high safeties are ruining football. He wants them outlawed. He wants them banned. And I don't ever like rules that change the game. Baseball, I hate the runner at second, okay? You want to do bigger bases, pitch clock, that's fine. I don't like the kickoff rule. You're changing the game. I don't like that. I don't want, I know Mel was just upset about it, but it is what it is. Is that something that we need to be paying attention to right now? Is that something that you're going to have to see this little bit of a shift in what the Browns offense is trying to do with Amari Cooper? Now, you could sit there and say it is just 2 games, and maybe they wanted a focal point of Jerry Jeudy to see what they got. And I understand that Amari Cooper is probably opening things up for Jerry Jeudy and Elijah Moore. And again, 2 games, I'm not freaking out. But who are your 2 leading receivers now? Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore. What do those guys do? Short over the middle. Short over the middle. Now, some of those passes are like that dime pass there from Watson on the sideline and things like that. We talked so much about these option routes that the Browns wanted to run, right? What the whole reason Jerry Jeudy should be here. I just see this being not even so much a Browns problem. I think it's an NFL problem that these 2 high safeties are taking things away. Now, that should also lean towards what? They change this, they should come back the other side. The defense is doing this, the offense should come back and have some changes there. But are you concerned about what? You're laughing at somebody's response about Miles Straw?
Yeah, let me pull it up.
Okay.
It was funny. People on Twitter are funny, man.
Sometimes they can be very
Bill
funny.
said after he got picked off on his first appearance, I would have given him his outright release when he got back to the dugout. Mistake by the leg says, I would rather bring in 43-year-old Grady Sizemore than either of
Grady
them.
Sizemore looks like he can still play, man. He looks like he can still play. we've got breaking Browns news. Not only will Phil Dawson be going into the Browns Legends Club this weekend, the great, the immaculate Jim Donovan will be joining him. So that's big news for the Cleveland Browns. Congratulations to Jim. Obviously, and I think Siciliano's done a great job. I think Andrew's done a fantastic job. So Phil Dawson's already announced he's going in, but the Browns have also announced that this morning that Jim Donovan is going to go into the Browns Legends Club this weekend, as he rightly should.
Yeah.
The booth at the stadium is already named the Doug Deacon booth. They gave that to Deke. I don't know what, Jim Donovan press box, maybe something like that.
Just name the Brook Park Stadium after him.
That's fine. They can do that. Well, no, it's Huntington Bank Field, Ryan. They got to keep that going. Huntington Bank Field at Jim Donovan Stadium. How about that? Something like that. But coming out from the Browns this morning, Legends going in with Jim Donovan. So congratulations to Jim and certainly Phil for that great honor as well. So they're going to get that done this weekend. Even more of a reason for them to get a win. Get out there for Jim. Get out there for Phil. Get it done. I feel even better yesterday than I did, or I feel better now than I did yesterday. This is a guaranteed win for the Browns. No question. Done. Just get it done.
Wow.
Back to Amari Cooper. You worried? You worried?
No.
You worried?
I'm not worried. I mean, like,
are you worried? Maybe is that? Oh yeah. Are you concerned? You already said
I put it out there. I'm not worried. I mean, first of all, point A, it's 2 games. Like, let's not make any rash judgments.
Sure.
It's not as though he's running wrong routes, and like you said, it's not like Deshaun Watson isn't trying. He's
getting the target.
It's Amari Cooper's dropping the 2 balls. Like, he's way too talented. Has proven throughout his almost decade now in the NFL that he's one of the most reliable receivers he's done on 3 teams. Like, I have no reason to be overly alarmed.
You're banking on he's going to come around eventually, right? That there will be a game that he's going to be needed. Here's the reason why I'm not concerned. This is also a natural progression in sports. Guys eventually are going to leave, right? And I'm not saying that they're wishing Amari Cooper out the door. I think right now it's more of what do we got in Jerry Jeudy and Elijah Moore. Knowing that you're going to go back to Amari Cooper. Now, again, you're right. Drops have been a big part of that. But I see this shift. And let's call it for what it is. We didn't have much going on other than Amari Cooper in the receiving core the last couple of years. And that's not a shot at David Njoku. It's not meant to be a shot at Donovan Peoples-Jones or anybody else. It was just Amari Cooper. Here's your positive spin. It's not just him anymore. You actually have other options where you're not lining up with 2 tight ends, a running back, and you know you're throwing it to Amari Cooper. There are other options. And even more as Watson, I hope, gets comfortable and gets more of a sense of himself on the field. He's going to be scrambling around. He's going to be finding a lot of different guys. They're going to be throwing more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like the offense at one point was, we're just going to throw it to Amari Cooper. Much like it used to be, we're just going to run Nick Chubb. Those days are over. Those days are done. And I want a more balanced offense. I want Nick Chubb to come back and keep running the football the way that we know he can. I want Cooper to get his catches. I want Njoku to get his catches. I want Elijah Moore to get his catches. I want Jerry Jeudy. It's more spread out right now, which would lend yourself to saying, what, a more explosive offense when you have more options. I think this is just a natural progression that we're seeing with Amari Cooper. Knowing that, yeah, there might still be that game, and it might be Sunday, that he rips off $160 for 2 touchdowns. You never know. And he's still going to be there. The mental side is going to be the hurdle that I think Amari's going to have to kind of understand. Like, he's not the focal point anymore. He's not. And what that change is going to be with the offense, with Ken Dorsey, with Kevin Stefanski, that still remains to be seen. But I look at Amari Cooper, the professional it is, the player he is, I'm not concerned. I'm not. I know he's going to come back through this on the other side eventually. And also, kind of even if he doesn't, we've got other options now. And maybe he's not going to be the focal point moving forward. Do you buy that him and Watson just don't work? Okay.
No. Well, I think there's definitely something to, like, you can have different levels of chemistry with the quarterback, obviously, but I'm not buying that a guy who's put up 1,000 yards on 3 different teams is now all of a sudden not able to do it just because his quarterback's Deshaun Watson.
Sure, I get that.
I won't listen to that.
No, I understand that. And that's, again, it's all under the guise that this is 2 games. You're 1-1. It's not like you lost that game because of Amari Cooper.
Are people worried about Travis Kelce getting faded out of that offense? No, he is.
No, actually, I think they are in Kansas City. Some of the things I read are about, like, yeah, what do we do? But again, they're winning, so it's kind of like you have Patrick Mahomes. That's a little different.
It's 2 games. Like, let's slow our rolls.
Yeah, no, I get it. And that's it is the change of who you are. And then I just find this stuff so interesting about what the defenses are doing and what the change is.
Yeah, well, something's got to change. So you don't have Patrick Mahomes going to the Super Bowl every damn year.
Yeah, that's right. And this is the write-up from CBS Sports about this defense that we're talking about, the two high safeties and stuff. And it's a really great article by Jared Dubin discussing. Teams are averaging just 21 points per game to date. That's a continuation of a downward trend that has seen a dip from the high in 2020 at 25 points per game. So you're down about 4 points. And a 3-year period that was averaging over 23. Total yardage is also down about 15 yards. Okay, take that for what it is. There was a peak of 2020 when teams were, there was an average of 360 yards through a couple of games of the season. It's not about pace. It's about yards per down, points per driver down. Defenses are winning the battle. And they write in that teams are playing cover 2, 4, and 6 significantly more than in the recent past. And again, not to like dive into too much of the X's and O's of the defense. When you're playing those, you have your man coverage, but you've got a safety over top to help.
Yep.
And I think it's also the evolution of what? Wide receivers. You can't leave some of these guys on islands anymore. You have got to have help over top. That's where tight ends should come in. That's where guys over the middle should come in. But again, the rise of these coverages means less in the box. What happens? Nobody gives a damn about the running back anymore. So if you're defense, what are you saying? They don't care about running backs. They're not going to run the football. And we got to stop the guys like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown. We got to stop we're going to go and play some defense here. We're going to play some deep defensive backs here. And the thing is, God, wouldn't it be so nice to have Nick Chubb back then, too?
Mm-hmm.
You'd just be carving that up, man.
Yeah, dude.
You would just be carving up these light boxes. They get into the EPA, which kind of gets, dicey on how you want to read all that kind of stuff.
It's a Warren Sharp stat.
It is, very much. We should probably have Warren back on to talk about it.
He kind of seems like a Browns not hater, but
Warren is a truther. That's why people
fair.
don't like him.
That's fair.
Like, he has truths about Tua.
Yeah.
His truths about Bryce Young are very... Dude, do you know Bryce Young was 1 for 20 on third down in those 2 games? 1 for 20 on third down. The problem with Warren doesn't have a fight in the game.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Game in the... Whatever you want to call it. He doesn't have a dog in the fight. He is literally a truther. And people sometimes don't like that.
It's a good beer.
Truther. It is very good. No garage beer, though. That is no garage beer. I'll tell you that much. That's what I love about garage beer. They don't mess. And again, I like IPAs. There's a lot of great IPAs out there. I'll tell you this. You ready for this declaration here on the show? My new light beer of choice for the foreseeable future is garage beer. They've worked very hard. They've created a damn good light beer, man. I didn't need much convincing. We had my nephew's birthday party this past weekend. My light beer of choice moving forward is garage beer. And it is damn delicious. Make that your choice as well. All right, final thing. You want to do this? I'll tell you this. You want to do this SI list in hour 2, or you want to do it now? We always get gummed up in hour 2. It's the 50 most influential figures.
Do it now.
Let's do it now. That's fine. So SI does this every year, where they run through the most influential figures in sports. Now, this is going to be a long list, and it's not numbered. It's not like there's a number 1. It's like the Times list. You either make the list or you don't. You know what I mean? So we'll run through it, and you just tell me if you think this person belongs or not. Okay, we'll run through it. They start with a list of icons and leaders. So I would imagine this is maybe like the higher up of the list. And again, number 1 that they put on this is LeBron.
So this is just athletes that are currently playing, correct?
Yes. In some form or fashion, yes. The most influential, but you got to remember, it's not just athletes. There's a lot of coaches on this list, too. It's the most influential people in sports.
So, for instance, could Krzyzewski be on this list?
Very much so.
He's retired.
He's retired, but he's still got an impact, right? I imagine, is there an owner on this list? And
David Tepper.
I wondered, that guy. Yeah, the most. What's the opposite of influential? Like nothing is what he is. Yeah, pretty much. So I just wondered if there would be not a Browns, but like a Cleveland Tide person on this list.
Sure.
And we'll see. So number 1, again, they didn't do this alphabetically or numbered, but the icons and leaders first on the list is LeBron James. He'll be on this list forever.
LaChina?
Come on. What are you going to do that for? He's got business ventures, man. What do you want? What do you want him to do?
Mao Zedong.
He's going to own a team one day. LeBron. Next up, Tiger Woods.
Yeah. 100%.
Isn't that crazy? He's still on this list. He ain't playing very much, but all the PIF and all that other kind of stuff, absolutely. Tiger's on this list. Simone Biles, no question. Dan Hurley, UConn basketball coach.
Bob Bengals fan. So
what's that?
He loses points because he's a Bengals fan.
Damn Bengals. Bob Bowman. He's the Texas director of swimming and diving. Basically, Michael Phelps, and I think, did he not do Ledecky? I don't know. I would assume with all the swimming going on. Dawn Staley, South Carolina women's basketball coach. Pep Guardiola.
Who?
Manchester City manager. I don't know. Tom Brady, former quarterback and Fox analyst, one of the most influential sports figures of the year. Candace Parker, Lionel Messi, Emma Hayes, U.S. women's national coach. She's the U.S. women's soccer national coach.
I'm not hip.
All right, now we're to athletes. So that was your icons and legends list. Athletes. Patrick Mahomes, Angel Reese, Carlo Alcaraz, Aja Wilson, Anthony Edwards. That's pretty good for him.
Star.
Max Verstappen.
Is that Mr. Car guy?
Yeah, F1. Paul Skeens.
Mr. Livy Dunn
Yep.
guy?
Scott Scheffler. Victor Wembanyama.
Mr. Clink guy?
Yeah, right, yeah. Travis Hunter made this list from Colorado. Connor McDavid, Caitlin Clark, Jude Bellingham of Real Madrid, Erling Haaland, Man City. They say LSU Tigers talent. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Flajay Johnson, Sha'Carri Richardson. Okay.
Bro, no Liv? No Livy Dunn?
She did not make it on this list. I don't know. It's fine. She might be on her own, though.
Yeah,
I don't know. Katie Ledecky, Juju Watkins. Those are the athletes. Executives and deal makers on the list of most influential sports figures.
Mr. Cuban.
Michael Rubin, Fanatics founder and CEO. Mark Walter, Dodgers chairman. Angel City FC ownership. Karen Nortman, Natalie Portman, and Julie Ehrman.
Natalie Portman, how about that? Same Natalie Portman?
Yeah, same one. Yeah. Not hip to it, so I don't know. Florentino Perez, Real Madrid president. Tony Petitti, Big Ten commissioner.
Interesting.
Roger Goodell, he always makes this list. Sheila Ford Hamp, Lions principal owner. Steve Ballmer, Clippers owner. Kathy Engelbert, WNBA commissioner. Yasir Al-Riyaman, the Saudi public investor and governor, Live Golf.
Isn't he friends with Sean?
I don't know if he's hanging out with him. I thought he was hanging out with somebody else. I don't know. They put the House versus NCAA lawyers on this here. TV deal negotiators, Rick Cordell and Jay Marine. Adam Silver, NBA commissioner. Now, influencers.
That's Liv. 100%.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
The Players podcasts. The Heights, Draymond Green, Paul George, Jalen Brunson. All these guys that have their sports podcasts. Here's a funny one. Kirk and Ben Herbstreit. His football land is his dog.
Oh, yeah, hell
his
yeah.
dog.
Yeah, he's
his
cute.
dog. His dog. Lewis Hamilton. Virat Kohli, who's a cricket player. Flajay Johnson, who I already mentioned from the LSU.
Does Taylor Swift make this list?
ESPN studio team. Al Duncan, Andriana Carter, and Chenny. I always screw her name up when I have her on. No. I'm sorry.
Sound it out.
I think it's Ogumake.
Okay.
I think, but I always mess it up. They have to write it phonetically for me on ESPN, and I apologize. There's a rugby player on here. That's it. That's the 50 most influential people in sports.
I don't know if I'm buying it.
They did power couples in 2024 in sports. Okay. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones, Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart.
They're a couple?
No, it's more of like that they were on the Paris games together, I guess, doing stuff. I don't know who Morgan Riddle and Taylor Fritz are. Apparently, they're the highlight of Breaking Point on Netflix. Mallory and Dansby Swanson. She's the great soccer player. He's Dansby Swanson, baseball player. Nick Khan and Triple H, WWE. That's the power couples from Sports Illustrated there. Yeah, number one there for Taylor Swift. Didn't take as long as I thought because, like, I thought, like, I get where they go with some of this, like, you know, influence of, like, Ben and Kirk Herbstreit, like the Player podcast and that kind of stuff. But, like, anybody left off there that you really think is, like, super influential in sports? Like, they had golf with Scheffler and Tiger, but, like, I think John Rahm. Yeah. Did you see all that stuff about John Rahm?
No.
They want him to pay his money back if they want him to come back. So, like, they're in this now where they're like, I think it's coming down the pipe here that they're going to get this deal done between the PGA Tour and the Live Golf. Yeah. PGA Tour came out and they said, we want one. Basically, they want those guys to either give that money back
to the Saudis.
No, donate it to charity, or they're exempt from ever making another dollar from the PGA Tour. So basically, imagine this: John Rahm made $300 million going over to the Live Golf.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah. He comes back to the PGA Tour. What if he could never win prize money ever again?
I mean, he doesn't need it.
That's their point. You can still win. You can go to the Masters. You go play the Ryder Cup. You don't get any more money. You made all your money. Or you give that money back. You give it to charity. Basically, the PGA Tour...
They want him to give $300 million to charity.
Yeah. Because they say, dude, we didn't get any of that. You left. You want to come back. How fair would that be? How fair would that be, Ryan, if I left to go take a bag and then I want to come back and go, oh, well, skip doing what we're doing here? Wouldn't you feel slighted? Wouldn't you feel unjust on that?
Absolutely.
So they're fighting through all that. What else is big in sports? You're right. Conference realignment. That's why they put Tony Petitti on there. Silver made it for the... In that... Dude, not tell you something, not a baseball player either. How is Aaron Judge? How is Shohei Ohtani not on the list of most influential? How did he not make this list?
Little nugget from Jason Lloyd. Browns rookie Michael Hall pleaded no contest this morning to a reduced charge of misdemeanor disorderly conduct in Avon Lake Municipal Court. Fined $250, suspended 30-day jail sentence, and 2 years probation. Alleged victim was in courthouse but did not want to speak.
Okay. That then opens the door for his return. Now that is done...
6 minutes ago, by the way.
In essence... been suspended 2 games because he's been on the commissioner's exempt list. I would imagine he's gonna be back soon. Not this weekend. So again, in essence, he's gonna miss 3 games. I think eventually they'll take him off the commissioner's exempt list and he'll come on back. So again, that's their business. The victim chose not to speak. They deal with that in private. That's their business. The NFL can look at this. Case closed, right? Right? Do you look at him from that standpoint? Now, again, you could look at it and never look at Michael Hall the same again, and I'm not downplaying the severity of what allegedly happened and all those kind of things, but at this point, I think we can move forward. He'll be rejoining the Browns here soon. So, again, that's from Jason Lloyd. Good stuff on that. Anything else on the influential list? I think Shohei's the glaring miss.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other sports that maybe didn't get the love, Basketball, you had the guys. I don't think there's anybody else on that. Auto racing, you had your guys.
No, tennis.
Alcaraz made it. Alcaraz on that list.
I don't know who that is.
He's like the new number 1.
If it's not Djokovic or Federer.
Well, he
Murray,
beat Djokovic.
I don't know who that is.
So he's the new guy. He's the new guy in tennis.
What about Coco?
Yeah, I mean, I think, but I think she'll get back up there, certainly. Yeah, what else? Are you shocked that Kelsey didn't make it? Yeah. If we're talking about influential, how did Travis Kelce not make it?
Yeah.
How did Taylor Swift not make it? Bro, they are dedicating broadcast to following her around. It's one of the biggest things that's happened to the NFL in the last couple of years. Did you buy all that stuff? Because we're getting towards that date when they leaked out that little contract that said they're going to break up in a couple of weeks.
Dude, I'm just saying.
Was that found out to be true or not? I don't know. I don't mean to be spreading misinformation here. But like,
there was a video I saw of them dancing together and singing.
They seem to really enjoy their company.
No, so here's where I disagree.
Okay.
In the video, it's Taylor being Taylor. She's singing her heart out.
Sure.
Listen, not my kind of girl.
Okay.
And from what I've seen from Travis.
You're talking body language.
I'm talking body language. I've been on some awkward dates. I've been in some awkward situations.
All have.
To me, he looks uncomfortable. I
like
truly
Ben
believe,
Affleck J-Lo level?
I truly believe this is a charade.
It's charade,
yes,
right?
I know.
You sound proper when you say it. I mean, there's all that leak that these star people do this strictly for marketing
Travis,
and money.
You don't go from like being this like wild boy to catching Kelsey to Taylor Swift.
What do you mean?
No.
I don't know. Like,
no.
I think for it to work with
Nope.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and I know there's people out there that have this like weird fetish with them, like watching them. I'm good for them. We don't really talk a lot about him here, whatever. Fine. Here's the thing for him though.
Travis is miserable.
What was ever going to work for Taylor Swift was she had to find a guy that had his own thing. Me or you dating Taylor Swift doesn't work. I've got no money. It would just never seem to fit that. She could look at it and say, he's got his own thing. He's uber popular on his own right. Like all that other kind of stuff kind of checks those boxes. Now they're into the months in thing. The honeymoon period, so to speak, is over. And maybe now it's not going to work. She's got a tour. He's got games. Eventually, yes. I think it was going to be tiresome of her keep going to these games. She's really not a football fan.
No, he's miserable.
And then she'll do a whole album.
I can read between the lines.
You think so?
I think he's miserable.
You really think he's that miserable with Taylor Swift?
He's either miserable or he's not because it's fake and he's doing his own thing.
Hey, man, I'm sure he made a lot of money off it. I'm sure she made a lot of money off it. I'm sure the NFL made a lot of money off of it. I don't know. You want to run through quarterback power rankings? You want to save that for hour 2?
So too.
All right, let's do them hour 2. Matt Verdame came out, updated this morning, week 2, quarterback rankings. Where is Deshaun Watson? We'll get to that. We got the morning update. We'll get to the grid. Time up. We got 2 plays for today. I guarantee you. Guards. Done. And we'll get to Thursday Night Football coming up. All right, here on Big Play. Folks, download the brand new Big Play app. I was walking Drennan through how to do it yesterday.
Oh, God.
It's always a lot of fun. Here's Reflog. He was on the Big Play, or he's on bonus time last night. Folks, there's a 24-hour stream on the app. You can watch any show. Bobby, Bonies, Us, Return, Hanford, Come Get Some, Enter the Jungle, Big Play Cleveland, the brand new Big Play Tailgate show. The Big Play Cincinnati show. Interviews with Jameis Winston, Field Yates, Stephen Kwan, Austin Hedges, Warren Sharp, Bruce Smith. All there on the app. And I talked about it a little yesterday, and let's continue some. I'm bringing them. Folks, it's all free. Bobby Carpenter with AJ Hawk, which was a riot yesterday. It's all free. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitter. It's on the app. Check it out. You can actually sign in on the app and like different shows. Please like our show if you can. It's all there. We'll get back to Booby's world before you know, with basketball season around the corner. It's all there with the brand new Big Play app. Tonight, Big Play Cincinnati show.
Yes.
That's it for Thursdays, right?
Yeah, Thursdays are chill day.
That's it. So we'll get those guys tonight, getting ready to go for the weekend. Check it out. BigPlay.com for all of our merch. The new Manzardo shirt is out, which I'm a big fan of as well. And postseason guardsmer. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Cody's got it cooked up, man. BigPlay.com. Check it all out right there. And, of course, YouTube, Twitter, X, we're everywhere at Big Play. All right, coming back. Plenty to get to. Quarterback rankings. Ryan's got the morning update. Stay with us.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like ass. I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
That's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Even though our strength of schedule was number 1 in the NFL, I think we have the dogs up front. We have the dogs in the back. As it relates to our defense alone keeps us in these games. Not even talking about offense. Let's just say Deshaun Watson isn't there. We got dogs on the defensive side that's mirroring the potential of the Ravens from 2001 or 2000 Ravens with Jamal Lewis and the boys and Ray Lewis and those guys.
Right.
They won. Again, no disrespect to Trent Dilfer. But they won without a high-powered offense.